Well, welcome everybody to another edition of Tuning In with Tony. And in this episode, Spirit wants to talk a little bit about creating portals. We hear it all the time where someone says, "Well, what is a portal?" Because we hear it where it's like a tunnel. It's like something from a different reality comes into our reality, or a different dimension coming into our reality. And what's that about? And how are portals created? Is it something that just happens? Sometimes we'll hear of a story where somebody wakes up in the middle of the night, and at the foot of their bed is their grandmother trying to give them some insight. She passed away like 10 years ago, and they're in absolute wonderment. Well, what is going on? And is this a dream, or am I still dreaming? And that is basically what portals do when something happens where it doesn't happen to everybody. It's specific people that spirit chooses, but certain items come in where a person needs to get a message, like they have no intention of going to a person like myself or someone who's more spiritually minded, or and every attempt to try and connect to this person fails, even in their dreams, because spirit has access to coming into your dreams and giving you messages and so on. But if all that sort of doesn't work and this message still has to come through, sometimes they will chance coming in and just giving you the message directly. And so I hear a lot about that sometimes where people said, "Oh, I saw my uncle. He had passed away like 4 or 5 years ago and gave me this message. Is that true that I just dreamed that?" And I said, "Well, has that ever happened before?" And they said, "Never." Okay, well, it wasn't a dream. It came through your dreams. That was the portal that spirit came through because you were in a very relaxed state. Chances are it happened between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. That's the thinnest veil that we have in our reality to spirit. That's the thinnest veil in that, because all the lights are turned off. Everything is in its skeleton mode. The veil is very thin. There's very little EMFs. We don't have the computer, TV, and the radio on all the time. We are not in a heightened state. That's the beta frequency that our brain is on. We're more in alpha or maybe even theta if we go into a deep state of sleep, that REM sleep that we hear about. And sometimes it's even deeper where we go into a delta when that just knocks you right out. It's really deep. But most of us are in that theta alpha state. So when we get up, we are in that beautiful alpha state. And while I'm on the subject, while we're talking about this, and you want a different portal in the morning, how often does it happen to you that when you wake up in the morning, you have all these ideas, these great ideas? Oh yeah, I gotta remember to do this and then that and so many things. And it's like a checklist, or it's like a just messages are coming through. Oh, I dreaming about a certain person, or dreaming about an event that you've never thought of like years ago. And then later in the day, either a show comes on and you see that person, or you meet that person, or all of a sudden you're invited to go to the same event that you were dreaming about. It's like, oh, that's interesting. When that happens, in the first 5 minutes that you're awake, the first 5 minutes, you're still in alpha state. So, what Spirit is suggesting is do not look at your phone for the first 10 minutes or 5 minutes of the day. Because as soon as you see your phone, your eyes see the light, but it's artificial. It's not sunlight, and your eyes know that, right? So you're seeing your phone, you're seeing the light, but it's artificial light, and you snap out of that alpha state into beta. So what they're suggesting is don't look at your phone for the first at least 5 minutes when you wake up, and then just do whatever your morning routine is, shower, whatever, and things will just start coming to you. That's where I get a lot of my insight, right in the morning. And don't try not to look at the light, or like lights over your mirror or any of your lights, because again, that's artificial light. Because in sunlight, there are a whole host of other things other than vitamin D. There's many energetic um, ingredients in sunlight that we can't even comprehend, and it's way beyond what scientists can even measure. even now, any